Once Upon a Time is a poem by Gabriel Okara, a Nigerian poet and novelist. The poem presents his reflection on how his life has changed due to societal influence and expectations. He presents loss of innocence and genuine warmth and laughter and the impact on human interactions and general societal outlooks. Gabriel Okara used several literary devices in Once Upon a Time to keep the poem flowing in rhythm and provide vivid imagination for the readers, enhancing understanding of the message passed. Let's look at some of the literary devices used in Once Upon a Time. Number 1. Allusion. The writer opened and closed the poem with the allusion "Once upon a time." You see this in line 1 stanza 1 and line 43 stanza 7. The specific timeline he was reminiscing about was clear, a point in time when he laughed genuinely from his heart and shared his feelings freely, a time associated with childhood and youth before the burden of conformity overtook life in adulthood. Number 2. Imagery. The presentation of the shift in authenticity is vividly portrayed in stanza 1 lines 2 to 5, such that in your mind's eye you can see faces smiling at you, one with warmth and another with teeth. Let's see what the line says. They used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadows. The love that is shown by the laughter that comes through hearts and eyes is obvious, and the lack of empathy and sincere emotions is captured with the phrase "eyes block cold eyes." Another good example of imagery in the poem is seen in stanza 2, lines 8 to 10. They used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts. The way people shake hands is called to mind here, as the writer draws the contrast between shaking hands with hearts and without hearts. Number 3. Metaphor. The writer emphasizes the coldness in the seemingly warm welcome that people give in stanza 1, lines 5 and 6. While their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. People smile broadly, baring their teeth, extending handshakes and hugs, but their eyes betray the real feelings in their hearts, as their eyes are ice cold. To capture this, the expression "eyes block cold eyes" was used, the metaphor with an interesting rhyme in eyes and eyes. A second example of metaphor is where the writer describes the many faces he has to wear. Stanza 4, lines 21 to 23. Home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face. Here, the variations in facial expression of the man described in the poem have been labeled with these names. For when he plays host, he has the host face, and street face to deal with the street. He wears a cocktail face for cocktail parties. The terms were carefully coined to paint the picture of how his face changes as he goes through the day. Number 4. Simile. Gabriel Okara compares the fake smiles to a fixed portrait to capture the fact that the smile is fixed and is unrelated to the real feeling of the person who wears the smile. A second example for simile is seen in stanza 6, lines 38 to 39. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth, like a snake's bare fangs. Here, he shares his longing to return to the way things were before he learned to fake his feelings. He described one of the things he wishes to unlearn as laugh, which now shows only teeth like a snake's bare fangs. Number 5. Irony. Stanza 3 lines 13 to 18 is an example of irony used in the poem. The scenes described is glaring. Feel at home, come again. But when you take the invite as presented, doors are shut in your face. Again, the writer presents the lack of authenticity in people's expressions and interactions. They say one thing and mean the other. The politeness is a face, a mere cover to fit societal expectations. Number 6. Enjambment. Enjambment is a literary device mostly used in the poem. The writer's thoughts in a sentence are often carried over from one line to the other without the use of punctuation. So you see this repeatedly in the poem, and here are two examples. Example 1, stanza 1, lines 2 and 3. They used to laugh with your hearts and laugh with your eyes. Example 2, stanza 5, lines 25 and 26. And I have learned to laugh with only my teeth. Number 7, repetition. In stanza 1, laugh is repeated for emphasis. See lines 2 to 4. They used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth. Another example is in stanza 2, lines 8 to 10, where shake hands is repeated in the verse to emphasize what has changed. They used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone sung. They now shake hands without hearts. Number 8, alliteration. In stanza 5, lines 28 to 31, the song recurs in goodbye, good riddance, glad, and glad. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad. This gives a rhythmic feel to the poem. Another example of alliteration is where the sounds repeats in so and sung, while sh repeats in show and show. See that in stanza 7, lines 40 to 41. In conclusion, each literary device used in the poem adds color, depth, and meaning to the piece. The comparisons using simile and metaphor are excellent ways of helping the reader understand what the writer was trying to describe. The enjambment keeps the flow, with alliteration bringing reading. All the devices identified here make the poem what it is. Did you identify any other literary devices in the poem Once Upon a Time? Please share the ones you identified in the comment section. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.